Got a lens which has been sent in via Youngnuo for a review. This is their 50mm F1.8. This company has two models and this one is the budget one. We'll go through my usual unboxing. We'll show you everything that's included and I put some of the key specs on screen for you. Now most of the lens is plastic construction, but the focus ring, that is metal. Switch there for manual or autofocus, and you have a button which of course can be customized. There is a USB-C port on the side that has a rubber plug in it, so you'll be able to update the firmware on this lens. Just take the pinch cap off. This is branded with the YN lens, and you can see we have the typical non-white markings around the filter ring. This does have 9 aperture blades, so it should do a fairly decent job in terms of the rendering. We'll take the rear lens cap off and you'll notice there is a rubber gasket around the lens mount. Petal style lens hood, they've included that too. And it has more of a matte finishing on the inside, which should help reduce any reflections. It's a nice solid bayonet fit. There is no movement at all once you've locked that into place. So that's the physical tour over and done with. Now let's take a look at some of the optical features with this lens. First off, there is a bit of barrel distortion with this lens, a bit more than I was expecting for a 50mm. And we do have some vignetting when the lens is wide open at 1.8. It does extend a fair amount into the frame, but it's not a hard edge. That improves quite a bit at 2.8 and it's effectively a non-issue after f4. There is some lens flare, although it's not particularly bad in comparison to other lenses I've tried. Of course, it does vary depending on the aperture. And you can see the sunstar effect when I have it stopped down to f16. Moving on to the image resolution test that I did. It's quite good at 1.8. There is a bit more contrast and detail when you stop it down though. Although it's not a huge jump at f4, there isn't really anything else to be gained stopping it down further. There's a touch of softness, but only in the extreme corner wide open. That improves quite a bit at f2.8, and once you've gone down to f4, then you have sharp image all the way across the frame. Sometimes lenses can be a bit softer up close, so I've done a minimum focus test, and sure enough, it is a little bit on the soft side wide open. You'll see a difference when you stop it down to 2.8, it sharpens up quite a bit. As far as the real world performance goes though, have no hesitation at all using this lens wide open at 1.8. It's plenty sharp enough for the majority of subjects. Also liked the focus speed, it's quite a snappy performer. It's not entirely silent, but it's pretty quiet. As far as the outer focus areas though, I was pretty impressed with this lens because I did quite a lot of different tests at different distances and apertures, and I honestly didn't see anything which was uncomfortable or nervous or edgy in terms of the blur in the background or the foreground. Even at longer distances, which can sometimes cause problems for lenses, this one did very well. Nice transition zones and really does a solid job in terms of the smoothness of the rendering. Didn't see any obvious purple fringing, but sometimes that chromatic aberration can turn up in the outer focus areas. And I've given you a couple of examples here so you can have a look. It's relatively mild. Only saw it in a handful of images out of the many hundreds that I took. 50mm is quite a versatile lens. Of course, it's not going to be your first pick for things like sports photography, but for general purpose use, I find a 50mm very useful. If you're taking people shots, particularly head and shoulders, you're going to have to get a bit closer. Some people aren't as comfortable with that. Plenty of people use different focal lengths for different subjects and really isn't a problem. You just have to adapt to what you're using. Contrast was also very good with this lens. Sometimes that can be an area which lets some of the cheaper lenses down. It's worth mentioning briefly, I haven't used the more expensive version that the company makes, so I'm not exactly sure how that holds up. It's a different optical formula and the case material I think is all metal compared to this, which is a mix of plastic with the metal focus ring. As far as Z mount goes, Nikon don't have a genuinely cheap version out there. The Nikon 1.8 is a much more expensive lens. It is excellent optically, but this is a good option if you don't want to spend too much on a 50mm prime. Price at review time is around about 130, and that is a real bargain really, considering what you get. Only obvious drawback to me is the higher than expected distortion, but I am pleased to see that they do have a lens hood included and you have a metal lens mount, and that's something you wouldn't see on an OEM lens of this price point. Don't forget to check out some of my other content on the channel, and I hope to see you in future videos.